Welcome back to the ESL India Premiership 2018. Summer Seasons is Masters League. Now, since we've gotten done with the Counter-Strike Global Offensive game, let's head off into the DOTA 2 game, the final game for today. But before we head off, a shout out to our amazing sponsors, owned by HP, HyperX, and Intel, and the people organizing all this hullabaloo at your, well, if you look at it, monitors, because TV screens would be just limited to a few people. Oh, by the way, in case if you are unable to see this or you're seeing this for the first time, it's probably because you failed to subscribe. Yeah, oh, I forgot. You guys somehow confused the subscribe button. So let me tell you, there's a big red button with in white, characters. It's written subscribe there. You need to push that. You need to press that, click on it so that you can subscribe to our channel. And also while you're at it, press that bell icon so that each time we go live, you get notified. Now the Dota 2 game, we have an interesting lineup today from both the teams here. Let's start off with the first team here, Buriza Youth. All right, the boys from Delhi, Buriza Youth there. It's a Hyderabad team based out of Delhi, or vice versa. Because Angie always tells me about this, and I always forget. But no, I'm just telling you. This is a Hyderabad outfit. It's a sister concern. It's an academy team. It's based out of Delhi, and that's Buriza Youth. But moving on, let's look at the opposition here, Team Nefarious. Right, that's Team Nefarious for you guys. This is going to be a pretty interesting Dota 2 game. This is going to be literally a Delhi versus Kolkata game because Nefarious is based out of Kolkata. Let's see if this is a Kolkata victory or a Delhi victory.
Hello folks and welcome back to the ESL India Premiership. My name is Vivek, with me is Floki. We got Buriza Youth facing off versus Nefarious in what should be a rather close contest. My bad, not context. But yeah, to give you a little bit of context actually, Nefarious, they had this one really great game versus the Kalis, but they've been looking rough. Buriza Youth, a little shaky support play here and there. But this is a team with potential.
Oh yeah, most certainly, and they're gonna go with the first pick, Sand King, right off the bat. We know that Nefarious do like to play that hero a couple of times. I think
it's Buriza Youth who's picked it up.
Yeah, it is Buriza Youth who picked it up, but
okay,
Nefarious, they also like to pick it up. So I think it might serve as a pan and pick in that same sense. Also, the fact that Nefarious, we haven't really seen them win many games in this Masters League as of yet. So it'd be. I hope they give up a nice fight because you're up against Buriza Youth, and Buriza Youth is a little shaky. This is perhaps one of those games where if you manage to beat them, you regain some of your self-confidence and you actually just translate that into playing better for the rest of the whole tournament.
Yep, might see Naga Disruptor,
Naga Jakiro.
Could do Naga AA, but I think Naga Disruptor is the better.
Naga Disruptor is they're gonna go with the Dinosaur Man.
Yep. Buriza Youth, what are they looking to pick up here? They're looking for a 5-position support. In this heavy team fight meta, what would you like to see versus the Naga Disruptor?
Well, Naga Disruptor is a very strong combination all by itself. A hero like Rubik would be great, but to be honest, the spells that you gain from Naga as well as Disruptor aren't the best because they all are so heavily interdependent on each other. You steal Kinetic Field, it's not going to do much. You steal the Ensnare, that's probably the only good spell to steal. Someone like the Dusk wouldn't be too bad, but when you already have a Sand King, who I presume is going to be your position 4 support, you probably want a ranged hero, and they've already banned out all the good 5s. Shadow Shaman has been banned. I wouldn't mind seeing a Skyrath Mage, to be honest.
What do you think of a Bane?
Oh yeah, the Bane is still in the pool. The Bane is it's in all honesty, it's not that great against Naga Disruptor because you have many ways of canceling the Fiend's grip. Add to the fact that Bane almost he's too single target for a person who's supposed to be team fighting, and 9 times out of 10. Like Ancient Apparition is the pick that Buriza Youth go for. So I mean that's a lot better in my opinion than a Bane. Because if you're looking to team fight, AA is your hero. He gives your heroes bonus magical damage, gives you Ice Blast, scouts heroes out with the Ice Vortex, slows them down, amplifies damage, has a stun as well, sort of unreliable, but you can get it off if you couple it well with the Sand King.
Yep.
So perfect pick here. I almost always forget about this hero for some reason. It's like Ancient Apparition just vanishes from my mind when I think of position 5 heroes.
Right.
I think the Willow as a position 5 wouldn't be too bad either, but she is a greedy position 5 in terms of XP. If she doesn't get a lot of levels, she is not the best hero to be playing.
Yep.
Someone like the Wyvern also comes to mind, but Wyvern picking it up so early in the draft against Nefarious who haven't shown any sort of commitment to any damage type might be suicide.
I'm a bit surprised about this Juggernaut ban because you got the Ancient Apparition to make sure that that healing ward isn't doing all that much, and yeah, it's the Juggernaut could be something that Buriza Youth could have picked up for themselves.
Well, the Juggernaut ban serves two purposes. First is that if either Naga or Disruptor stay bottom, the Jug will always have kill potential on the offlaner. And this tells me that Buriza Youth, they want to have a strong dual offlane, which is why they would ban all these heroes. And you can see, once again, they ban all the Lifestealer. So I think a Tide Hunter might be in the waters for Buriza Youth. Jug and Lifestealer are both heroes that do really, really well against the Tide in lane. We'll see if Nefarious realize this, but Nefarious, they're going to go for the Faceless Void. I think Buriza Youth are probably going to pick up the Tide here.
I think Buriza Youth could have picked up the void themselves. Maybe just had more setup for that Ice Blast. I'm honestly...
It's a bit too greedy.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, in the sense that your Sand King is going to require a blink, your Faceless Void is going to require a little bit of farm to come online. And when you haven't seen the cores on the side... Yeah, but Void in the safe lane, sure. But even then, you probably want to see the cores of the enemy heroes before you commit to the Void pick, because Void is not the... Well, I mean, it certainly does well against certain cores, but against other cores it's bad. I mean, if Nefarious just pick up something like the Lone Druid, he doesn't care about the Chronosphere. I mean, what, you get a Chronosphere the bear and kill him? The bear has 3200 HP. He's not gonna die. So that's basically the point. Like, Faceless Void is a hero you pick after you see one of the cores at least. At least according to me.
I'm also a bit surprised by that Lifestealer ban. I thought Buriza Youth would have picked it up themselves.
Oh yeah, Lifestealer is actually a pretty good combination with the Sand King and Ancient Apparition. I'm not sure why they would ban it out.
Yeah, it's also good versus the Naga 1v2 affected by the song. Can still keep fighting in the song.
Oh yeah, I mean they had the perfect counter to the Lifestealer in the Ancient Apparition. I'm not sure why they would.
Why would you ban it? Why would you ban the Juggernaut and the Lifestealer, both cores which your Ancient Apparition is meant to counter? I'm not sure.
There's only one explanation for this. It's that they mistook their ban phase for the pick phase, and they just, oh crap, guys! I thought I was supposed to pick. Don't worry, I'll get it right next time. Oh no, this was a ban as well.
Okay.
That sucks. Well, Luna for Nefarious, they're trying to make it a... So Luna does fit into the lineup, I want to say, but it tells me that they want to push. Luna is not one of those heroes that scale amazingly well into the late game, except against certain kind of heroes. And if Buriza, you don't pick those kind of heroes, this Luna is going to have trouble late game, because Luna is not the best late game hero in my opinion. There are lots of other...
Isn't.
Yeah, she peaks out towards the 40-45 minute mark, you can say, when she gets herself a butterfly, has you can say something like a BKB, a Mantis style, maybe even another item if she's really, really farmed. And Buriza Youth, pick up the perfect counter for the Luna. It's going to be the Phantom Assassin. And once the PA has BKB, this Luna is going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
One thing Luna completely hates at all stages in the game is heroes that can just jump on her. So this includes heroes like the Queen of Pain, the Anti-Mage, and Phantom Assassin fits that category perfectly. So Phantom Assassin against Luna is something that favors the Phantom Assassin a lot. However, Buriza Youth, they're gonna have to make sure they don't get completely run over by the lineup of Nefarious in lane, because if that happens, then the Phantom Assassin may not even get the farm she needs to fight the Luna.
Yeah, I'd just like to see Buriza Youth pick up a mid laner that offers some team fight. Um, I don't know. I was thinking of a Puck. I wouldn't
For
mind a Dragon Knight either. But no,
Mhm.
no, I'm against the Dragon Knight this game. I'd much rather see a Puck.
I think for Nefarious, they need a mid laner with some control, because they're somewhat lacking in that department, I'd say. It'd be really good to have a mid laner with some control, not the best amount of control, just a little bit. So
Control.
yeah, a little bit of control, not
Like
a
what?
lot. Like you mentioned, the Puck, another hero that can control and is also played in the mid lane. Hmm. Actually, not a lot of those heroes, in fact. The Lina could be an option. The Leshrac could be an option. Uh, Lina is not the best against Naga Disruptor Void, so I don't think they may.
I
I
think
don't. I think they may
mid
go for it.
Ember. That's control.
Oh yeah, mid Ember is certainly control. But once again, Naga Disruptor, you don't really want to pick an Ember into that, because, well, just gonna get netted up, and then you just can't run away from this Naga Disruptor. Although you can get yourself a Yules, but
Yep.
that just sets up for the Static Storm perfectly.
I mean, look, there are things that on the side of
Hey,
Nefarious that.
Odie is still in the pool.
Oh, you called it. There you go. I think you wanted Nefarious to pick up the OD.
No, I wanted youth to pick up the Odie, because I was thinking, what kind of a hero has a disable and
Scales.
is scales? Like I was thinking Shadowfiend, I was thinking TA, and then suddenly OD came into mind, and I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
they can pick up the OD for themselves. Uh, this is a good OD game. You against heroes that don't really have the best end game. You're against the Faceless Void.
Yeah.
Like once the OD picks up something like a Scythe of Ice, that Sanities is gonna hurt a lot. Luna
Absolutely.
as well doesn't do too well against the Sanities Eclipse. The Sanities Eclipse, and Nefarious, they need to have a mid laner that can deal with the OD. A Shadow Fiend wouldn't be too bad. Uh, I mean, it complements the lineup of Nefarious quite
I think
well.
they
It
do
adds to
Death
the team
Prophet.
fight. Death Prophet wouldn't be too bad, but there's a lot of physical burst damage from Buriza Youth. Also, the fact that once OD has Blink Hurricane Pike, he's almost always never gonna get silenced by the Death Prophet. So you're always gonna have the
Yeah.
damage output from the OD.
I forgot. You
That's
also got the Ice Blast, which is going to make that Spirit Siphon look a bit silly. Um,
Yep.
what do you think of a Queen of Pain this game? Or a Puck?
Mm, Queen of Pain, not the best matchup against OD, to be honest, because OD sort of wrecks Queen of Pain a little later, but they will go for the Queen of Pain. Really good synergy, though, I have to say. Nefarious, the lineup has those big ticket ultimates like the Static Storm, the Chronosphere.
Yeah.
Problem is, they're gonna have trouble winning team fights when they are down, and that's when Buriza Youth really shine. You look at
Yep.
Buriza Youth's lineup, they're not cooldown reliant at all. Like, the only big cooldown you have on your team is probably the Underlord ulti. You can argue that the OD ulti is also a pretty big factor, but 9 times out of 10, OD doesn't really need ultimate, and really need his ultimate to fight.
Yep.
Most of his damage comes from the Arcane Orb.
I think what the cores need to shine in these team fights is just constant lockdown from the Sand King, the Pit, the Ice Blast. That's what they really need. A lot of weight on this Sand King to make sure that he's giving his cores the lockdown they need so that they can dish out the deeps. Um,
Oh, yeah.
and yeah, on the other side, Nefarious, they've gone all in. They're looking for that one glorious wombo combo. And maybe it comes through.
Well, let's hope so. I would certainly like to see Nefarious to take a game off of these teams. I
Yeah.
think they have one game before. You were telling me prior to this that they did win one game in the series. Not sure against who
Um,
though.
I could be mistaken. I think you've got the schedule with you. It's got it's got a list of who's won which games when as well.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I'll have a look at the
Yeah,
schedule.
I think another thing that's rather interesting is that we're seeing a Phantom Assassin with an Ancient Apparition. So we could just see an early pointing Chilling Touch do a fair amount of work. It is an
Oh yeah.
offlane void. I don't know. Could be okay, but he could also end up falling.
I mean, it's a pretty greedy pick, to be honest. As soon as the Nefarious picked up Luna, it changed everything. You look at the lineup of Buriza Youth, they have tools to punish this void at level 1. You have the Butter Strike, you have Cold Feet, you force out the Time Walk, and that's 24 seconds where Faceless Void can't be in the lane.
Come into the lane. Yeah, Void, in that sense, is greedy, but I think you've also got to remember that I mean, all he needs to do is keep hitting Chronospheres every 100, 120 seconds or so.
Yeah, but there's one thing I want to point out that the Faceless Void didn't do. He caught the Observer Ward for himself, but he didn't plant it down. Perhaps he wanted to block the camp, but maybe that was a bit too greedy on his part.
He went off into the side of his offlane and just bumped into the PA and didn't really want to drop the ward in front of the PA. I also think he didn't end up getting his own rune. So Buriza Youth, have they got all 4 runes? Yeah.
Oh my goodness, they just got all 4 runes. That's a 1k net worth advantage right off the bat.
Oh yeah.
Well, the mid lane matchup should favor the OD once he gets a few levels.
Why?
But this first few levels...
You play a lot of mid. Like, when does it change to shift?
I'm going to start explaining it as soon as I'm going to start explaining. So, OD is the kind of hero who has 2 options in lane. One is to put more points into Arcane Orb and Essence Aura and start hitting the enemy mid laner to zone him out. The other is to go for the Astral build, where you know that the enemy mid laner doesn't have kill potential on you, and you can just farm away using Astral. It's a great defensive build, but you can see Abi, he's actually denying most of the creeps in the mid lane, and this is what Queen of Pain does really well. If she gets that advantage early on, she can sort of spiral on this OD, but this OD only needs 1 or 2 good skirmishes at most where he survives and gets a few kills to come back into the game. And you can see the OD has already put points into the Arcane Orb. He wants to trade hits with Abi because that's the only way he's going to be able to zone him out. And he's taking quite a few tower hits while doing that, but that's tankers. So
Arcane Orb is also decent setup for something like a Sand King or an Ancient Apparition.
The best part about Buriza Youth's dual lane is the crazy amount of single target slow they have with the Chilling Touch and the Dagger. You just throw a dagger at someone, it's a 50% slow, and then you combine it with the Chilling Touch, which is a 20% slow, I think, at level 1. Let me just have a look. It's 30% slow. So you'll almost effectively applying a purge. The old Diffusal Blade Purge, if you remember it, on the enemy hero for 3 seconds, which is pretty huge.
Oh, yeah.
Banshee in the middle lane is...
What's the new purge like? Isn't it the same? Or did they...
No, so the Diffusal
dispels,
Blade Purge got removed. Yeah, it doesn't dispel, it just slows enemy heroes down. That's all it does. No, it doesn't. You get the slow, but you don't get the purge. So purge is basically where you're able to remove negative debuffs from your hero, or you're able to remove positive debuffs from the enemy heroes. That's what a purge is. But the Diffusal Blade doesn't purge anymore. Banshee...
It slows.
Yeah, it slows. Banshee in the mid lane, he's actually found himself a DD rune. Abi has to be careful. Okay, he's gonna blink back. But not a good trade for Abi. I'm not sure why he would try to fight into a double damage OD. That's not what you want to be doing. So this mid lane matchup is going to start tilting into the OD's favor right about now. He has those 2 points in the Arcane Orb. Abi, every single time he comes out to take a last set, this is what's going to happen. OD is going to start whacking into his face. And if Abi decides to stick and dagger him, it's not going to end up mattering because Banshee is going to be favored in that trade. Banshee has more points in Arcane Orb, so he'll lower the base damage of Queen of Pain because Queen of Pain is an intelligence hero.
Right.
And Banshee is going to gain even more damage, so that's another cool thing about having an OD mid against another int hero. You effectively get a 4 damage difference in the mid lane every single time you hit them with the Arcane Orb. And looks like Abi might end up going down in the mid lane.
I'm looking at up top where Nick might drop first blood. Yeah, he's going to get the Naga Siren. He's got the Sandstorm. He's going to be okay. And Lips of an Angel. He's got to be careful as well in the Luna. Abi, like you mentioned, he's making that base trip.
Yep, Misery Signals. Oh, wait, the Burrow Strike though by Nick. He's going to find the Naga Siren.
A gift from the Tempest of Battle.
Up, down bottom, the Awakening. He's looking to bring down this void. The ensnares them by the Naga Siren, but they get the kill. Ancient Apparition securing the kill onto that offlane void, and Dante just walks into the lane and can't really do too much. With nearing the 5-minute mark, and it's a casual 2000 net worth advantage in favor of Buriza Youth, and I think this is primarily coming not just from one lane but from all three lanes. Floki, the winning mid. The offlaner on the side of Nefarious isn't looking too good, and the underlord, he's finding more than he should in this offlane.
There seems to be a bit of a problem. Just give me a moment here, I'll try to fix it.
Well, 4 minutes and 59 seconds in. Banshee inching closer and closer to that level 6, while Abi is a full 2 levels behind the OD. I mean, Floki spoke of how this mid lane starts to lean towards the OD, but Banshee just dominating the mid lane here. And now he's even put a point into the Santis Eclipse. So if the Queen of Pain gets a little too carried away, she could just
I mean, she almost did. She almost did. Well, 5 minutes and 20 seconds in, looks like the net worth advantage has started to favor Buriza. It's 2k for them. The Sand King doing well in terms of farm, has put his second point into Sandstorm, didn't go for the Caustic Finale. So I think he realizes that kill potential across these lanes is not the best. You really just want to be farming if you're Buriza Youth, and it's best if Sand King finds farm as well.
Yep.
And there's a stack waiting for him as well in the strong camp, so...
Yeah, but they'll go down bottom. They found Awakening, the daggers there along with the Scream, the Bash exactly when they need it. And with the Ensnare, the Phantom Assassin does end up falling. Abi, I mean, for the past couple of minutes, he wasn't managing to kill even a creep. Moves bottom, finds himself a kill, but Buriza Youth, they're prepping for the top lane themselves. Both supports smoked up, looking for the Luna. It's funny that both teams decided to make a move onto the enemy safe lane at the exact same time.
Oh yeah. But looks like Buriza Youth are not going to find anything, and they're going to have to be satisfied with picking up bounty runes for Nick.
They're going to move mid. You got Nick with that arcane rune. It's only a level 1 bar strike, and he's going to show himself.
Oh god. Yeah, that's... Yeah, and now he takes a tower hit as well. Well, Banshee, he's doing fine in this mid lane. I don't think he really needs any help from his teammates. He's just better off 1v1ing this Queen of Pain. You can see the level advantage start building itself up. I mean, Queen of Pain, now she starts to do very bad in this matchup against the OD. And she can't even last it properly. I think, ideally, as a Queen of Pain, you want to either completely dominate the first few minutes, you want to cancel salves, you want to make aggressive jumps. But ever since the new mid lane change, when these towers have moved a bit closer towards the river.
That's the first Chronosphere of the game as well. They're going to commit it for the Ancient Apparition. The question is, do they find the kill? He had a couple of one charges, drops the Chilling Touch. They look towards the Void. The Riptide cleans up the A. And Awakening just doesn't have enough damage. Has these two mangoes to work with and a Void Stone.
Not too sure what he's trying to buy there, in all honesty.
I mean, he's queued up the Balfury, but why 2 mangoes? I don't know why he needs that HP regen. Doesn't really... I don't know.
I mean, 1 doesn't give you HP regen anymore, right? So...
Oh, okay.
Probably that's why he went for those double mangoes. To make up for the 1 HP regen. And he's gonna get himself a Battle Fury now. So he's going straight into the Battle Fury. He's going boots and Battle Fury. Not the most ideal build for P, in all honesty. You ideally want to get yourself treads, phase boots, and then look to try and apply some pressure on the offlaner.
Maybe the drums.
Either one of those.
Well, it seems as if Nefarious won't apply pressure at mid. They go with the Instant, but he's got the defensive Ashton. The Canary Field won't do too much. And Disruptor on the wrong side of the river will get run down. The Arcane Orb not even needed a spawn. Secures a kill for himself. Nefarious move mid, end up losing 1, don't find themselves a kill. But down bottom, that's where the Void is finding a little bit of room and space. He's actually pushing back Awakening. Fortunately, the Awakening has got a salve in. Just waiting for it to come off cooldown.
I mean, his supporter just left him for dead against this Faceless Void, and I think that's a big... When your lane is not secured, you can't afford to leave your carry like this in a 1v1. Especially against a hero like Faceless Void, who's able to time walk off all the damage. He also went for the more points in Bash. And
hold on, they're going to try and bring him down. We got a pause coming up from Pawn.
Tactical pause?
I don't know. Yeah, there's a disconnect. It's Nick who's going to have to disconnect. But yeah, down bottom, the Phantom Assassin doesn't have a wand. Hasn't got treads or face boots. nothing to really ensures that she can still survive or fight in the mid game. And she's got no one to help her out. I think she's almost certainly dead here.
Oh yeah, she most certainly is dead here. Good thing is she did buy out before she died. I think her items are on the courier. It's a ring of health, yep. And she's thankfully not gonna lose any gold because she spent all of it.
Right. So I understand where these supports are coming from. They're like, I mean, they're like, we won bottom, we shut down Void, maybe we can leave the PA alone. That would have been okay if the PA made like, I don't know, some early to mid game items, but she's trying to rush her direct Battle Fury, and I think you want to babysit her until she gets that Battle Fury. Leaving her or sacking her won't quite work, because I think PA is great, but she's not a great laner like say the Juggernaut or the Slark, who can at least hold themselves in lane, or the Lone Druid. That's a better example.
Yeah, the Lone Druid is probably the best example of them all.
Awakening, Phantom Strikes to the creep wave, moves to the side shop. He's trying to run, but he's going to end up falling. Dante with the Riptides, securing the kill.
On the back of that, not going to carry anymore. He's actually doing quite well for himself in the off lane, despite being 0, 1, and 3.
Yep.
He's only assisted in kills, but still that's helped him get some items up.
And look at this. Nefarious is taking advantage of Buriza youth, overextending every little inch. Ancient Apparition walks into the lane, the wave was pushing in, they dive, they punish him, and there's no one that can TP in to stop that. Up top though, the Underlord trying to run down Lips of an Angel. Lips of an Angel does have a salve, he's gonna be okay. They glimpsed back Nick, they've got vision with the Thunderstrike, they've got the Insnap, but Nick, he looks to TP, the Lucent Beam, not gonna come in the nick of time.
Ooh. Wait, what?
What?
That was so weird. I mean, he had vision of him the whole time. He could have just pressed his Q button and left it. Not too sure what happened there.
I think he did that, but the cast range wasn't quite that. Anyway, look at this. Down bottom. Abhi as well as the Void prepping for another kill. They don't want to expend the chrono just for an Ancient Apparition, but they'll get both instead. Abhi lines up the Sonic Wave. The Ancient Apparition falls. They look towards Awakening. The dagger doing damage over time. The bashes as well, and that's another kill. Going the way of Nefarious, while up top, they did manage to find the Naga Siren.
Oh yeah.
Despite all these deaths on the Phantom Assassin, it's still Buriza youth with a slight net worth advantage.
And it's only going to get better for them because the OD has picked up a whale. The whale is going to allow heroes like the Sand King, the Apparition. It's so good this game because you're going to have the magic resistance reduction from an Ancient Apparition. And since that's magic resist reduction and not amplification, you get the full value out of it. And then you add a whale on top of it, your spells are going to hurt so bad.
Oh yeah.
That max out Burrow Strike into Epicenter can almost single-handedly kill off Avi if he's not careful. And
you're talking about the Ice Vortex in conjunction with the
Yep, the Ice Vortex in conjunction with the Veil of the God.
Yep. 11 minutes in, Nick nowhere close to his level 6. I think they gave the tomb. I don't know who took the tomb.
Wait, the tomb is still in his stash. It's a Nick stash.
Okay. At mid though, they're trying to punish this OD. He's just manning up, forcing Dante out of the lane. Banshee still alive, still healthy, and he's got Pond to back him up. But Pond's going to be careful. And yeah, he's just going to back off for the time being. 3 heroes move mid. They're still struggling with the OD. I presume they find the OD only with the Chronosphere and a Sonic Wave. And maybe even the Static Storm. Until then, this OD is a hard kill.
Yep.
It's also worth mentioning, Floki, that the Disruptor has 2 points in Kinetic Field. Didn't choose to level up the Glimpse. This is not something you see too often. And I really cannot find any justification for this kill build. Awakening tries to hug the shrine. The Kinetic Field will not even end up connecting an Awakening. Man fighting, waiting for reinforcements, but there aren't any. There's only Nefarious grouping up, bringing down this Phantom Assassin, glimpsing back Banshee. Banshee sent away from a shrine, and Misery Signals. Well, he TP'd in on the Underlord, hoped to have an OD fighting next to him, but once again, he's got not much resistance. The Scream is there, back comes Banshee, drops the hammer, Misery Signals dropping low, will be beaten down by the Void, who finds himself a killing spree, turns it out, drops the Corrosive on it too, but the follow-up, it just isn't there, and Nefarious might end up losing one at the very least, as the Naga Siren ends up falling to the Astral. Well, that Chronosphere was good, but I wish he had backup.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have that. Luna was still top lane, just trying to farm, push out the wave. Maybe if Luna was bottom, they would have gotten the kill. But then again, at the time, by the time she would have reached the fight, it would have already been over. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think as a Luna you foresee that coming.
Exactly, and it's space for Lips of an Angel, space that he should make the most of, and he's doing just that.
And Disruptor ends up falling somewhere.
Yeah, I
It's
think
like it was in the river.
Nick just found the Disrupt all by himself. I was following the Luna, who's finding space to farm, the Void, who's up there on the network charts, and the Phantom Assassin, who's all of a sudden looking piss poor.
The Phantom Assassin, I mean, this is a really bad game for Awakening, and he's even gonna try to farm the stack, but it's hard to do that because you only have 2 points in Blur.
Exactly.
You ideally want more points in Blur to be able to farm camps
Yeah.
more effectively. I've seen some people max Blur and just go start farming Ancients right off the bat with PA, and that is something you can do, but since Awakening has such a terrible start in his lane, is only level 8, he can't afford to do that. He's actually gonna get bought down by the Ancients if he decides to go for the move.
Yeah, I mean, you spoke of it. He's only level 8, the Underlord is level 10. The Void is level 11.
Yeah, I mean,
And now,
30
Lips of an Angel wants to fight. They've got the Glimpse, they've got the Disruptor goofed up. The Eclipse is there, but Lips of an Angel might just end up falling. He barely survives. Abhi commits the Sonic Wave. Banshee being controlled by the Lucent Beam. I'm hearing an epicenter to the side. It's onto the Disruptor, but the Glimpse will send him back. Banshee walks forward. 16 stolen intelligence, but he's without the Sandy's Eclipse. Here comes Void. Not gonna carry anymore, gets the bashes going. Misery Signal still alive, pops his one charges, but they'll turn towards Banshee. They control him in the ensnare, and Void finds the kill, racks up a dominating streak, and looks to get the heck out of there. But Nick, giving chase, now has mana for the Butter Strike, and that's a huge streak that they are looking to secure. The Cold Feet will proc, the root is there, but a Chronosphere. Just to secure his retreat.
Well, if you
Effective.
can't, if you
Effective nonetheless.
Effective.
He's alive.
Yeah.
He's held on to his streak, and they might find themselves the Ancient Apparition. The Disruptor's got the Glimpse coming off cooldown in a bit. They could look to glimpse it back, but I guess the Glimpse only... no, wait, what? The Scream whiffs, but the Glimpse is there. They look towards the A. Misery Signals is here with the double damage rune, and along with 70 stacks of the Atrophy Aura, he could look to find the kill, but there isn't a single support providing any real lockdown.
Yeah, the problem is Misery Signal's actually cooped up there. He missed one auto attack on the Queen of Pain. If he found it, Queen of Pain would have actually ended up falling, but panic sets in, and that's when your palms start getting sweaty, and you forget about right-clicking enemy heroes effectively.
Oh yeah.
Well, the Uber driver is gonna drive them back
Bottom.
towards the bottom lane. Not too sure why he would take them bottom, but I mean that ulti was a bit questionable. Not, but
yeah,
well,
exactly.
better he put it on
no,
cooldown.
You're right in the larger scheme of things. I mean, I understood why they came bottom. It seems as if Buriza youth want to just group up in sort of 4-man or 5-man for towers. If this is indeed what they're looking to do, they'd much rather have the Dark Rift to escape a sticky situation.
Or like you force out TPs and go to another lane. Like that's how you play the Underlord.
And now Misery Signals. The Uber driver without an Uber gets caught in that kinetic field. Looks to TP, is being controlled, has a hood, is tanky, drops a pit, will fall. OD getting glimpsed back, trying to man up here. Does have the Side's Eclipse, and this could go horribly wrong with the bashes. The RNG kicking in the nick of time, and yeah. That Uber driver. He's got murder on his hands.
I mean, poor guy just kept getting passed, and because of the long cast point on Underlord spells, he can't get the root off, can't get the Firestorm off, just ends up going down. He was still pretty darn tanky. I'm quite surprised he survived for so long without any armor item. He was against the Luna with the Mask of Madness, and okay, I see why he didn't end up dying. Luna went for the max glaives instead of the max Luna Blessing. Typically, when you see Lunas fighting, they tend to put more points into Luna Blessing before Moon Glaives.
Yeah.
Because they believe that with the early damage, they're going to be able to assist their team in these team fights. But Lips of Angel, he went for more points in Glaives, which enables him to farm. Yep.
It enables them to farm, yes, and if they do want to look to go high ground quicker, it might help as well. But look at this, down bottom though. Void looking for that Chronosphere, bumps in a Nick. Might have to run. He's got a B to back him up. They can be generous with that Chronosphere. But elsewhere, Misery Signals looking to chase, searching for Rogue. Won't find him. The fight split into two. Abil looking for Nick. Once again, won't find him. Void surges forward, finds the A. The Eclipse is there, but then at the shrine, the A dropping low. Nick coming in with that bow strike. They'll turn. They'll bring down the Luna. They'll trade with the A's life though, but they found two cores for the cost of one support in a V. In the trees, looks to hide and TP out, will be successful. One messy ass engagement that one was, and
oh yeah, that was like, so messy.
Yeah, but look at this. Awakening not participating in these fights, just casually takes a tier 2 top.
Has a Battle Fury and is making full use of it to split push all these lanes. And
So,
thankfully, because of all that stupid stuff happening in the bottom lane, the PA has managed to recover.
yep.
Has Treads, Wand, and is somewhere close to where she should be at this point.
Right.
Give her a few more minutes and she'll have another item on 2. And
Right.
once she has the BKB up, that's when you have to start worrying if you're Nefarious, because you only really have Sonic Wave to go through the Chronos, to go through the BKB. Apart from that, you're relying on kiting the Phantom Assassin, which may or may not happen given the fact that you have Phantom Strike and you have a dagger which slows down enemy heroes.
Right. I think we got to factor a couple of things. First 8 minutes, it seemed to be Buriza Youth in the driver's seat. Odi was winning mid. Void wasn't getting too much. At the 8-minute mark, the Ancient Apparition goes missing. God knows for what. Void finds space. 8 to 12-minute mark, he's hitting Glorious Chronospheres. They fight at the shrine. Void racks himself up a dominating streak. And Okor, which you once called a bit too greedy, seemed viable because he was being useful. I think now we aren't any longer concerned with how greedy or not greedy the Void is. But 12, 13 onwards, from the 12, 13-minute mark onwards to the 18-minute mark, they've ignored this PA. And PA suddenly has a Battle Fury. Another thing that happened was the Luna skill build. She goes for the glaives to farm. But honestly, where's the farm?
Yeah, she's just fighting around with her teammates and
she's not doing too much. She's just dying in these fights. She isn't really contributing in these fights. And now the PA is going to look to fight. The Luna's going to look to farm. And I think that the next couple of minutes are going to lean in favor of Buriza Youth.
Oh yeah. I think it's all going to come down to whether PA can find a jump onto the Luna.
Also, I know everybody in SA is doing Naga Disruptor, but guys, come on, you can work on it. I haven't seen the Naga Disruptor once in these 19 minutes, and if we don't see it in the next 5-6 minutes, Floki, all these scores are going to have BKBs, and then what's the point?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Phantom Assassin is probably going to get herself a BKB next. She's scared of the sounds in the Asha, but I think it'd be in her best interest to get the BKB next. The OD, he's having some trouble in these team fights because there is a lot of control from the side of Nefarious. You have the Queen of Pain, who, if just screams at the face of OD is going to have to run away because Void is going to come in and start bashing his head in. Yeah. There's also the Disruptor, there's the Naga Siren, and when you have this much control, it's hard to play OD. You typically want to play OD in a game where there isn't a lot of control, where you can just blink on heroes and they have no answer for it. But if you look at Nefarious, all the heroes have an answer if he just blinks into their face. Queen of Pain can blink away, Luna can turn on Eclipse, Faceless Void can Chronosphere, Disruptor drops Static Storm, and Naga just sleeps.
Oh yeah. And this time the Uber driver is thinking smart. He's thinking like a auto wala in Bombay. Doesn't take the highway, goes through Milan subway, somehow takes you to Madol before you know it. And all of a sudden, Buriza Youth, they've claimed ages. Courtesy one innocent Centaur Conqueror. Just chilling in the pit, allowing that mode of transport to be viable.
Your analogies are perfect, man.
Thank you.
I have to commend you.
This is what I do when I wake up and sit on the pot in the morning. Stop, Floki.
I'm so sorry, I'm just having a hard time concentrating when you're making those kind of references.
Anyway, Nick has found his blink. That's kind of crucial.
Oh yeah, Nick found his blink in the nick of time. I think he found it around the 15-minute mark. We yet to see him use it in a glorious fashion though. I haven't seen a big epicenter power strike just yet. But it could be in the works. The next 4 to 5 minutes are going to be extremely crucial because Buriza Youth, they have the ages, they have the advantage.
Yeah.
Typically, PA, she wants to jump in and she wants to eliminate her hero. You want it to be the Luna and you want it to be with the help of the Sand King. Like, Sand King goes in, Burrow strikes, PA gets a crit or two, and suddenly Luna's out of the fight.
Oh, yeah.
And then they use the spells on PA, but PA has Aegis. So she respawns and kills everybody.
Right. And I like how Buriza Youth are approaching this. I I mean, you look at the Underlord, looks like a really daft hero, but Misery signals, he's been approaching this game right. I think he's the one who's making the calls like, guys, let's just group up. We've got the Aegis, let's look for the fight. Astral into center, Conqueror Storm, not coming through, but the Barrow Strike is there. Enemy with the root should end up falling. The song, well, it's going to put them to sleep, but it isn't going to do too much else either. And yeah, they're just going to go high ground. I'm loving how Buriza Youth are playing this game. Nefarious, I'm going to drop down buyback status because they're going to need it if a fight takes place at this tier 3 tower. They haven't got the song. What they're hoping for is a big Chronos here. But that big purple guy, he's pushing bottom. He's not, he's not coming to defend.
I mean, you have to go back and defend, my friend. There are 5 heroes pushing in. You're a faceless void, not a Luna. You don't take the tower well. But he does have the siege creep wave. And now he's going to TP back. Where's the TP cancel when you need it?
One lane of barracks. Let's see. Let's see. I mean, I think if Buriza you just hang around, they could find themselves 2 lanes of barracks here. Okay. Void comes in, looks for the Chrono, catches 2 cores. It is nice. The Ice Blast is there. Epicenter should be coming through the Sonic Wave. Will take away the Aegis. There's the Epicenter coming out from Nick. Clips on a 3, but it isn't enough. He dies in his own Sandstorm. Banshee needs a little bit of lockdown. Will find it with the pit. The crit will bring down the Disruptor. They'll take down the melee barracks as well. Void, hesitant about split pushing, doesn't find the tier 3 tower, and the siege creep cannot do a hero's work.
It's gonna end up falling.
Yeah, Nefarious. They found them. I mean, they've lost their melee barracks mid. I think Buriza Youth are going to be absolutely okay with that turn of events.
They could have stuck around and fought, but I don't think the Underlord had any mech or creeps or similar items yet. As a result, can't really go forward pushing for more kills. This is where the old mechanism was broken, because you used to give your teammates a burst of health every 40 seconds or so. So there was a lot of incentive to just pick up a mechanism and a co-hero and start pushing all together. Pick up 5 heroes that are really tanky, hard to bring down, have decent tower damage, and all of a sudden, there's no decent way to stop it, simply because of one glowy shield.
Do you remember Arthur in Secret? Do you remember what the hero Puppy made him play the most?
Oh yeah, SF mechanism.
Yeah.
Did he have a different hero in mind?
No, exactly that. I mean, R2 played SF, played a lot of SF with the mech, played a little SF with the Yules, and a lot of SF with just Sanjan Yasha into Butterfly. And just
I still love that build, in all honesty. I think it's one of the best builds to go for Shadowfree.
I think Nick has got a... he's found Abhi. Abhi, come on! No. Okay, so that Astral might set up for the cold feet. Moment of truth. No, Abhi blinks away. The neutral Centaur Conqueror wanting to control Abhi, but Banshee. Can you chase down Abhi? Won't really find him.
Could have dropped the sanities, in all honesty. Had the wheel. Maybe
yeah, I think another small goof up on that high ground siege. It's really small, but Banshee didn't use the whale as Nick came in with those epicenter pulses. Even if he missed the pulse, it was still going to be a fair amount of damage. I mean, Nick played that near perfectly.
I mean, I agree. The whale is an active item, man. You don't want to be sitting in passively with it, but the song.
Look at that. We got the song, the static storm, the meteor hammer, the Chronos here. They're trying to bring down one. It is awakening. The epicenter being channeled on the low ground. There's the epicenter comes in. Banshee with his BKB. They'll take down the disruptor. They'll force Abhi to flick back. Awakening still alive, but Dante not so fortunate as Banshee. Chases for more. Spots the Queen of Pain, but Abhi will be forced to blink back to safety. Lips of an Angel not participating in that fight. Walks in, gets stunned, and ends up falling. The Sandy's Eclipse doesn't do too much to the Void. But Buriza Youth, they'll find themselves another lane of barracks, and Nefarious will just tap out.
Yeah, GG gets called by Abhi, and that's game.
Oh yeah. Beautiful stuff coming up from Buriza Youth. Nefarious are going to be somewhat disappointed with this game. They know that they could have done better on some of the cores. Void showing us why he's still a viable pick if you get past the 15 minutes. If you get past the 15-minute mark. But yeah, all credit to Buriza Youth, all credit to Misery Signals on that Underlord. Anyway, folks, that's it as far as today's Dota 2 broadcast is concerned. My name is Vivek. You can give me a little bit of feedback, love or hate at facebook.com/VivekCasting. With me was Floki, who you can find at www.facebook.com/FlokiDota. Over to the panel to take you through the rest of the day.
All right, so this is what we have for you guys in today's edition of the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Seasons Masters League, brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX, and Intel, and presented to you by Norton Gaming and ESL India. Well, we'll be back again tomorrow, 6 to 9 p.m. every day, IST, if that is confusing. And also, once again, a shout out to the fact that you need to subscribe, you need to press that bell icon button if you love esports. And if you're whimpering why you can't see some home action, this is probably the major reason why. Don't whine, don't crib, press the subscribe button, become a part of the big esports Indian revolution there, or rather Indian esports revolution. Whichever way, it's still Indian. Check it out tomorrow, 6 to 9. Once again, cheers.